That feeling in your gut when you check your account? The quiet, constant math of never enough. You hit one goal, and another one just appears. You're managing your money, but you can't manage your mind. What if the problem isn't your portfolio? What if it's your peace? In the Algebra of Wealth, Scott Galloway argues we've solved for the wrong variable. This isn't a finance talk. It's about the one equation that actually leads to security. By the end, you'll understand why you feel broke no matter what you earn, and exactly how to fix it. So, let's begin. Chapter 1. The Search for Enough. There's a quiet panic that lives in the background noise of modern life. It's not a scream, it's a hum. The hum of a notification, the scroll of a feed, the silent, relentless comparison to a life you're not living. And we've been sold this idea, haven't we? That the solution to that hum is a number, a bigger number in an account, a higher title on a door. We chase wealth, truly believing that when we finally arrive at that distant financial summit, the noise will stop, the hum will become a hymn, and you'll finally be able to breathe. What does wealthy truly mean to you? I knew a guy once. Brilliant, actually. Made it. The classic story. Started in a cubicle, ended in a corner office with a view that cost more than his parents' first house. He got the number, the one he'd been whispering to himself for 20 years. I saw him a month after the deal closed. We had a coffee, and I remember this so clearly. He kept looking at his phone, not answering, just looking. The screen would go dark, he'd tap it, watch it light up, set it down. The hum was still there. Louder, maybe, because now there was nothing left to blame it on. The chase was over, and the quiet he'd imagined felt terrifying. He'd outsourced his peace to a future financial version of himself, and that version had arrived, empty-handed. Funny how peace feels boring, until chaos returns. We think strategy comes first. The 401k, the index funds, the side hustle. But that's putting the roof on a house with no foundation. The first, most radical act of building real security isn't tactical. It's emotional. It's the courage to sit in a quiet room, alone with your own mind, and ask the one question our entire culture is designed to help you avoid. What is enough? Not for your neighbor, not for your alumni newsletter, for you, for the specific, fragile, beautiful human being you are. The number isn't the point. The why behind the number is the only point. It's the difference between building a fortress and digging a moat. One is for safety, the other is just trapping yourself. I'll tell you a story about my grandmother. She lived in the same small house for 60 years. She saved green grocery bags, folded them neatly in a drawer. Her wealth, what she talked about, wasn't in a bank. It was in the creak of the porch swing, the specific way the light hit her kitchen table at 4 in the afternoon, the fact that her grandchildren knew where the cookies were without asking. She had a number. It was 0, because she was already there. She had defined enough so clearly, so early, that every day after was a dividend. She wasn't rich, but my God, was she wealthy. The hum for her wasn't a panic. It was the sound of the kettle on the stove. We treat enough like a finish line, but it's not. It's a starting line. It's the moment you stop running from insecurity and start walking toward a specific, chosen life. The Algebra of Wealth? It doesn't start with a plus sign. It starts with an equals sign. What you have right now today equals what? Does it equal anxiety? A perpetual tomorrow? Or does it, maybe, could it, equal enough? Just for today. The search for enough feels like a search for an answer, but it's really a search for the right question. And once you find it, the entire equation changes. Chapter 2. The Discipline of Stoicism. We have this image in our heads of the richest people, the mansions, the cars, the private islands. But I've started to notice something else, something quieter. The truly wealthy people I've met. And I don't mean on paper, I mean the ones who carry a deep, unshakable kind of security. They aren't the ones with the most. They're the ones who need the least. There's a freedom in that, a leverage that no amount of capital can ever buy. It's the freedom of a quiet mind in a loud world. And it's built not by acquiring, but by subtracting. Strength compounds faster than money ever will. Think about the last time you felt truly envious. Someone got the promotion, the house, the vacation photos. That feeling, that tightness in your chest, it's a bill coming due. A bill for a desire you never consciously agreed to fund. We're sold desires on subscription, and we forget we can cancel. Stoicism, in its raw, practical heart, isn't about gritting your teeth through hardship. It's about the daily, gentle discipline of auditing your wants. It's asking, is this mine, or did I just rent it from an ad, a feed, a childhood fear? Your character, your integrity, your ability to look at what everyone else is chasing and calmly say, no, thank you. That becomes your real capital. It's the one asset no one can tax, no market can crash, and no one can take from you. I remember a mentor of mine, decades ago. He drove the same sensible car for 15 years. His office was spare, almost plain. At the time, I found it confusing. He could afford so much more. Then, his industry hit a cyclone. Overnight, peers were panicking, selling, making desperate calls. Him? He was calm. He had a runway built not of cash, but of clarity. He hadn't inflated his life to match his peak income. His needs were defined and low, so his fear was low. His restraint, all those years of saying no to upgrades he didn't need, had created immense leverage. It gave him the one thing everyone else was bankrupt of: time to think, time to wait, time to let the storm pass. Funny, isn't it? We chase the external trophies, believing they'll make us strong, but real strength is what allows you to walk past the trophies without a second glance. It's an inner architecture, and you build it in small, unglamorous moments. It's deleting the shopping app at midnight. It's not correcting someone who misunderstood you when it doesn't matter. It's listening more than you speak. It's the discipline to let a desire, for the last word, for the newer thing, for the validation, just sit there, unmet, until it realizes you're no longer its customer. This is where wealth begins, not in a portfolio, but in a perimeter. The circle you draw around what you truly value. Your health, a few deep relationships, your sense of purpose. Everything outside that circle is just noise. Expensive, distracting noise. The richer your inner world, the less you demand from the outer one. And that is the most powerful financial strategy ever devised. It means the market can't dictate your peace. It means your happiness isn't tied to a bonus or a bull run. You've already cashed out, in the only currency that lasts. You've defined enough, and then you've built the discipline to live within it, not as a sacrifice, but as a profound, quiet victory. Chapter 3. Focus is the new currency. We talk so much about poverty, but the modern trap, the one that quietly bankrupts more potential than any stock market crash, isn't a lack of money. It's a lack of attention. It's the 1,000 tiny leaks in your day. The ping, the buzz, the endless open tabs in your mind promising a hit of novelty. We've confused activity for achievement. And in doing that, we've diluted the single most powerful force we have: our focus. That's the real scarcity now. Not capital. Concentration. Focus multiplies what time alone can't. There's this romantic idea we cling to: follow your passion. It sounds so noble, so true, but I've watched it paralyze people. They're waiting for a lightning bolt of clarity to tell them what game to play, so they never pick up a bat. They're spectators of their own lives. The truth is messier and more honest. Passion isn't found, it's forged. You don't chase it. You choose a single, useful skill, something that helps other people, and you sharpen it. You sand it down, hour after hour, long after the novelty wears off. You get good, then you get great. And one day, you look up, and the work itself has become the purpose. The passion didn't lead you to the work led you to the passion. I think of a friend who is a master craftsman, a luthier. He builds guitars. For the first 5 years, he barely made rent. He wasn't passionate about sanding wood for 8 hours a day. He was bored. He was frustrated. His back ached. But he showed up. He chose one thing, the perfect acoustic brace. He focused on that joint, that angle, that transfer of vibration, until he could feel it in his sleep. He ignored every trend, every side hustle, every piece of advice to diversify. He just got quieter and deeper. Today, musicians wait 3 years for one of his instruments. He didn't find a passion for guitar building. He built a life so centered around a single skill that passion had no choice but to grow in the soil he'd prepared. Funny how we seek breadth to feel safe when depth is the only thing that actually secures you. The world doesn't reward the dabblers. Not anymore. It rewards the obsessed, the ones who pick one game, not the easiest game or the trendiest game, but their game, and they play it longer and harder than anyone else thinks is reasonable. They say no to 1,000 good ideas to say yes to one great execution. Their focus acts as a multiplier. An hour of their time isn't just an hour. It's a brick placed perfectly on top of the last 10,000 bricks. It's compound interest for your effort. While everyone else is jumping from ledge to ledge, they're building a single, unshakable tower. So the question isn't, what am I passionate about? The question is, what can I become so good at that they can't ignore me? You shrink your world to expand your impact. You trade the illusion of options for the power of mastery. And in that trade, you find a different kind of wealth. Not just in your bank account, but in your bones. The wealth of knowing, truly knowing, what you're made of. Because you put in the time, alone in the quiet, to find out. Chapter 4. Time. The real compound interest. We're taught to watch our money grow. We check statements, track percentages, obsessed with the slow climb of a line on a graph. But we miss the deeper, quieter math happening beneath it. Every morning you wake up, the universe gives you a different kind of principle. It's not dollars, it's minutes. And every day you delay starting something, the project, the conversation, the change. That principle doesn't just sit there. It depreciates. It's taxed by inertia, by fear, by the comfortable lie of someday. We think of compound interest as a financial rule, but it's a law of life, and it applies to everything that matters. The clock is your greatest investor. I want to tell you about a Tuesday, just a regular Tuesday, years ago. I was in my late 20s, sitting in a cafe, complaining to an older friend about how I wasn't ready. My portfolio wasn't big enough, my plan wasn't crisp enough. I was waiting for the perfect alignment of confidence and capital. He listened, sipped his coffee, and then he pointed to the window. At a young guy, maybe 19, washing the glass. "See him?" my friend said. "He's investing, not money, time. He's learning what work feels like, the discipline of showing up, the humility of a job well done. That compounds. By the time he has capital, he'll have something more valuable, character that's accrued interest for a decade." I sat there, my fancy coffee going cold. I'd been so busy waiting to invest my money, I'd forgotten to invest my days. Freedom isn't bought in a lump sum. It's built in the moments you could have sold, but didn't. The hour you spent learning instead of scrolling. The evening you worked on your craft instead of streaming a show. The morning you listened instead of rehearsing your reply. These are your real deposits, and they compound silently, relentlessly. They build a different kind of equity in yourself. Patience compounds, knowledge compounds, presence compounds. This is the math that truly secures you, because market returns can be wiped out, but no one can take the person you've built minute by minute over 10,000 Tuesdays. Funny, we fear running out of money, but we spend our time like it's infinite. The most successful people I know aren't the frantic ones. They're the custodians. They treat time with a sacred, almost fierce respect. They don't just spend it. They allocate it with intention. They understand that an hour invested in a skill today is worth 10 hours of scrambling for it tomorrow. An hour invested in a relationship today might save 1,000 hours of loneliness later. They move slowly, deliberately, because they're playing a different game. They're not trading. They're gardening. They're planting seeds in a field they'll never see fully harvested, trusting the sun and the rain and the simple, brutal math of growth. So you look at your life and you stop asking, where should I put my money? You start asking the more haunting, more honest question, where have I already put my time? And is it compounding or is it just evaporating? The answer to that question is your real net worth. It's the foundation everything else gets built on, because money can be lost and regained. But a year, a single precious year, that only moves in one direction. Chapter 5. Play the long game. We talk about diversifying a portfolio. It's smart, but there's a deeper, more personal kind of diversification we often miss. It's diversifying your identity. Because if all your self-worth is tied to your job title, your net worth, your latest win, you're one market shift, one missed promotion, away from being completely bankrupt inside. The long game isn't just about your assets. It's about who you are when the assets are gone. It's building a self that can withstand the droughts, because its roots are spread wide and deep into things that don't have a price. Wealth is what remains when luck fades. You learn the rules, the tax codes, the investment vehicles, the strategies. You respect the mechanisms, but then you do the hardest thing of all. You step back. You let the math do its work. You understand that compounding isn't a tactic, it's a form of trust. Trust in consistency. Trust in time. You stop checking the pot every 5 minutes, willing the plant to grow faster. You just make sure it has sun and water, and you have the patience to outlast every season. The heavy lifting isn't done by your anxiety. It's done by the quiet, exponential curve you placed yourself on years earlier, back when you were impatient and doubted it would ever work. I think of my grandfather's hands, thick, scarred, permanently stained with garden soil. He planted an oak tree the year I was born. For decades, it was just a scrawny thing. We'd play near it, barely noticing. He'd tend to it, quietly. Now, it's a giant. Its roots are probably under the foundation of the house. It shades the entire backyard. He's gone, but that tree is his voice. A slow, deep, patient voice that says, I was here. I planted something that would outlive my doubts, my fears, my own lifespan. He played the long game, not with stocks, but with soil and seasons. And in the end, that was his real wealth. A legacy of shade he never got to sit under. So what's left when you strip away the luck, the breaks, the random gusts of wind that helped you along? What's left is the character you built on the quiet days, the discipline you forged when no one was watching, the time you invested in people and ideas that grew in the dark. That's the algebra. It's a simple formula, really. It's math plus character multiplied by time. The variables you can control are your integrity and your patience. The constant is the relentless forward march of the clock. Harmony isn't a destination. It's the sound those three things make when you stop fighting them and start working with them. You know, it's strange. We spend so much energy trying to be heard, to be seen as successful. But maybe the goal isn't to make noise. Maybe it's to become the kind of calm that noise can't penetrate. I'd be curious to know. What's one thing, just one small thing you could put down today? Not a bad habit, but a heavy expectation. The one that makes the hum in your chest just a little louder. Sometimes, creating space is the first, real deposit. If these reflections found a quiet place to land with you, I'm glad. If you want to keep this conversation going, you know where to find me. Leave a thought below. Not for me, but for the person you were when you started listening. And if it helps, consider passing this on to someone else who's tired of the noise. Sometimes, the best way to hear your own voice is to listen for it in a friend's silence. Thanks for your time. Truly.